Great to see you.
Sure, yeah, please do.
Have a real short presentation.
Yeah, good.
This is Steve Arndt, Chairman of our Commissioners.
Good to see you again.
Phil Dumanil, Commissioner.
Commissioner.
Help me, because I don't know.
Jay Jacobs.
Thank you.
Former mayor. Once a mayor, always a mayor. Now a delegate. He was demoted like I was.
Delegate Steve Hershey was mentioned.
I'm terrible with names. Please
okay.
go.
Denise Everhart with FEMA.
Bob Simmons.
One of our commissioners. This is Ed Stoner, my Chief of Emergency Management.
Ed, how are you?
On this side of the room is Bill Hildebrand, Representative Regional Administrator from MEMA. Scott Haas, my EMS Chief. Joe Ciatola, my Medical Director. Greg Todd, our County Administrator. After that, it's a little Leslie Salvatore, our PIO. The lady in the red shirt, I'm not sure of. Okay, good.
Introduce yourself.
That's right.
Rachel from Denton.
Yeah, she's a local.
Two more I forgot is Robbie Blackston, my Chief of Communications.
Robbie, how are you?
And Karen Berg, our Administrative Officer.
Hi, Karen.
Okay, Ed, put the first slide up. What we have is a very short presentation for you. These are the things that we did to prepare for the storm. It's just like every other EOC in the state did, every county did. We went through a complete preparation mode. We used MEMA's 5-day evacuation window. We started that, and we followed everything that had been laid out for us from MEMA and from our plan that we had prepared. But I don't have to read you every single line. Okay, Ed. This is a map of Queen Anne's County, and it's a little difficult to see because of the color, but the red areas are the areas that so far we have definite targeted marked damage in where there was significant water or tree damage. So that's it's not the best picture, but it's an overview of what's going on.
Is that Millington up top?
Yes. Here comes, yes sir, that was Millington at the top of the map. On this picture, the top right frame is Millington underwater. That's courtesy of Kent County, who helped us out tremendously with this. And then we just put some before and after pictures to show you what homes looked like before they were underwater and after they were underwater. There's a few facts about the county there, about how much shoreline we have, how many housing units we have. At our peak, we had 16,000 households without, almost 18,000 without power, which is a very significant portion.
That's 60% of your people?
Yes, sir. Exactly. Next slide, just a few more pictures of what things look like during the actual flooding on Sunday.
And this again is Millington?
This again is just outside of Millington, isn't it, Ed?
Mm-hmm.
Chester River Heights.
Chester River Heights, okay.
Chester River Heights.
On the other side of 301 from Millington.
And was this was caused by the rain rather than the tide?
Yes.
This entire event for us was rain driven.
Right. You all got the biggest rainfall on the Eastern Shore, didn't you?
We had almost 13 inches.
Yeah.
And we also, because the tidal surge
it's like
was
a little pocket.
Right, was predicted to be low, we didn't get the damage from the tidal surge that we thought we were going to get. So that was a good thing. But no, we did. We were in a little tiny pocket, us and towards Denton. It got about 13 inches. This is a little hard to see. This is up the top is what's called Unicorn Lake and Unicorn Dam.
I'm familiar with Unicorn.
Are you? There you go. And there's the footbridge, and it's just some contrast to show you how much water we had at the time.
It didn't wipe out the footbridge, did it?
Bridge stayed. The dam was breached on one side.
Where it's designed to breach.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Next picture. This photo's in here because I wanted you to see the water line on some of the homes. The red arrow you see in the bottom photo is the line that the water got to in this particular home. We have many homes that are in this condition right now where the water has been in and has receded and what's left, and you will see that today.
Roughly how many you think, Chief?
Help me out, Ed. You've got the latest numbers.
15 to 20, and we're still waiting for people to report it. Those are the ones that we've either found where it's been painfully obvious or people have contacted us. Based on the news last night and press releases issued yesterday, we are having more people call us just, if nothing else, to notify us of the damage.
One of the things we found in this county is most folks in this county from like Kent Narrows east are folks who are longtime residents, and they're very reluctant to call for help. Their first order is to take care of their own damages, take care of their own selves. and they don't request help. That they, and a lot of times they don't know that help's available.
Kent narrows west, people expect.
Different.
Yes, sir.
Next slide, Ed.
Yes, sir. What you said. This is a picture of the road going into Millington during the height of the storm, and then after the storm. This is another home in that area. The red arrow again points to the high water mark of that area. That area was just totally inundated, and what we found is anywhere around the Chester River, what seemed to be our biggest problem, particularly the headwaters and the narrow areas of the Chester River. Next slide, Ed. This is a picture of Crumpton Volunteer Fire Department performing a water rescue on Sunday morning after the worst of the rain was over. And this is a photo of a home. It's a little difficult to see here, but on the right-hand side of the lower photo, that's a guy standing on top of the tree, which is laying on the house in Chester. We have several homes with this kind of damage. And one photo that you will not see in here, we did have a fatality off of Carmichael Road, where a tree went through a house very similar and
hit the chimney and
hit the chimney, went through the glass sunroom, and that was the result.
I was just with a couple in Anne Arundel County who had been sitting in the sunroom. Then the cable went out. Now they went inside, watched TV, cable went out, got up and left, and within minutes, boom,
The tree was there.
oak tree was where their
Wow.
TV used to be and where they had been sitting. It's a wonder to me that more people weren't injured badly by all the trees that went down. In St. Mary's County and Culver yesterday, it looked like the Jolly Green Giant went tramping around on the hickories and the oak. And
That was one of our main concerns when we made that decision to do the mandatory evac, was the possibility with all the rain that we've had over the last few weeks and the soils being soft and the anticipated winds, the trees falling. That was a big player in our decision to do the mandatory evacuation.
well, you did the right thing.
It was certainly a difficult decision, but we felt it was the right decision. As it was, most of our damage ended up in the northern part of the county as opposed to the southern part. But I think that it's probably going to be an eye-opener today when you get up and see what Millington looks like.
Yeah. Well, you did the right thing. Are people familiar with the inundation maps on Kent Island?
For the most part, I would say no. We do have a few activists who live in the southern part of Kent Island who are very familiar with them, and as a matter of fact, I had been dealing with a particular neighborhood group.
It's Millington sewer plant.
And we run that, right? Doesn't MES run that?
Whoops,
Yes, they do.
Is it in operation now?
that was the bridge.
I think they said the only thing that wasn't
That was
damaged was the
sewer plant.
digester.
Thank you. Wow. So the plant is inoperable right now?
That's my understanding. Wayne Darrell from Kent County and Greg Bird from Kent County. Wayne's a director, Greg is a deputy director of their emergency management office. Those two guys are heading up our efforts from the Kent County side on the town of Millington.
And any estimate when the water plant's going to be up and going?
Last time we talked to them, they were pretty disturbed about what had happened to them, so they didn't have any idea.
Okay.
It was worse than what they've seen in the past.
They're there actively working, but it was still flooded when we were up there.
Now, what overflowed there? Was it the Chester?
It sits right next to the Chester River,
It's the headwaters of the Chester.
Okay, so it was sort of a floodplain alongside the Chester.
along with all the houses next to it that are in Queen Anne's County and Kent County.
It's actually almost identical to the same place that flooded during Floyd in 1999.
Yeah, they say this. We were talking on the way in that this one was a lot like Floyd.
Very similar.
All right, well, we're going to go up there and see. I think we're going to go meet Jim Harkins there now. And we run that, right? MES? Maryland Environmental Services.
See them there.
How many people does it, what percentage of your county does it serve?
I honestly am not sure at this point. I wouldn't have the exact information.
People rely on that plant for their sewage and drinking water?
Wastewater, yeah. Water and sewer, wastewater.
Yeah, we have very few Queen Anne's County residents that are actually affected by that sewer and water plant. It serves mostly, it's on the Queen Anne's County side, but it mostly serves Kent County.
Okay. So majority of the people served by that are in county?
Yes, yeah, and in the town of Millington.
Probably the 800 people maybe.
Yeah.
So are they totally without water then there in Millington?
I think they still have water, but it's a wastewater issue.
But they can't flush. Well, look, I appreciate the good work you all did. And I think you did we all think you did the right thing in pulling the trigger on the evacuation. I wonder how many people listened.
I would say a small percentage, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Yeah.
We asked originally for a voluntary, and then we changed it to mandatory, and then we asked the stores to close to support our efforts. And I'm getting the normal kind of pushback you would get from the businesses that had to close. And, and there's also some very unkind things in the local papers, but that's okay. We can deal with that.
Get that surge map. It's on the Osprey website. If you pull up the main page of the state website and you go on Osprey and click on surge, can you pull it up now? Any chance?
Ed probably can pull it up right now for you.
Because that's what you all were aware of that maybe a lot of the residents there weren't aware of.
And I think that's a big part of improving for any storm that we have is the public education.
I'll bring it back up for you guys.
Okay.
It's easy to Monday quarterback this Sunday game.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
And those decisions you have to make in the heat of battle with the intelligence you have at that time and what we're expecting to come. And I think everybody did that made absolutely the right decision. I would have done the same thing if I was a local in their place. It's better to err that way than to say, oh, I wish I would have, you know? So that's what you always got to think. You did make the right decision.
When I was mayor of Baltimore, Brian Billick once said to me, I love seeing you on TV because I know then that there's always somebody that's second guessed more often than I am on a Monday.
And Governor Dr. Ciatola brought up a good point. We were helped tremendously by the freestanding ER.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
And that was the cooperation we had with OMS to get that built there, and it was a lifesaver.
And that was open throughout.
Yes, it was.
One of the critical points was when the Bay Bridge closed because of the wind restrictions.
Right, you were there.
Because of the trees coming down on 50, we were essentially severely limited in getting anybody to hospitals. We were able to get some patients to Chester River, but then when we had the issues with the flooding around Church Hill and Sellersville, that was even impaired. So that freestanding became our true lifeline.
It also became one of our satellite stations. We closed one of our EMS stations and relocated it to Stanton.
Now that wasn't ordered evacuated?
We made the decision with the...
How you doing, Senator?
With the folks from the freestanding ER to keep that open during the time. There hadn't in the past been an area with that particular spot flooding, and we thought it was a life-saving thing that we should have open during the time, life-saving resource.
Well, we made a similar accommodation in Crisfield where everybody was evacuated. We didn't do runs to it anymore, but we allowed the emergency, the clinic?
Emergency room to stay open.
The emergency room to stay open, even as the rest of the town was ordered.
And then at 12 o'clock that night, they pulled out too.
Did they?
Yeah. They just felt it was too much of a risk.
It got to the point where it was crazy. But
Senator Pittman, you just walked in, was a huge asset.
Right, I know, Senator, we were just celebrating that huge investment that we were making together as a people that makes our future safer and more secure by the freestanding clinic on this side of the Bay Bridge.
This government working government. It was great collaboration between the state and some great leadership at the county level as well, and a very strong and bold move by the University of Maryland as well. So, delegation got a chance to visit them on Saturday. We stopped by at the beginning of the storm, and they had a very busy morning, and then things got quiet and things got busy. But they're doing a fantastic job, and it's the staff is a tremendous asset to the community, and there's been broad acceptance of something that saves lives every day. And I think it's a tribute to all involved that everybody rolled up their sleeves and got it done. And
we built it on high enough ground too.
And the storm was a perfect example of something with the bridge closed down, of a need for something like that in this community where minutes count, and the ability of talented people that are there and the EMS community working together to make sure that we had a facility that at the last major storm we didn't have. So it's extremely positive, and I think one of the most positive cooperative efforts I think we've seen in a long, long time.
That's a good one. Good job. Well, let's go up to Millington. Any luck finding that surge thing on the Osprey?
Governor, I apologize.
That's
in order
okay.
to prevent anybody putting anything on the screens that was not part of the presentation, we killed all.
You were secure.
I think one last thing, Governor.
If we have it, you cannot defeat it by a lot.
Yeah. We do owe a lot of thanks to we have a huge volunteer system over here too. That was just tremendous throughout the whole storm. I mean, I think
That's
they deserve
what I hear.
some kudos. worked well with Kevin.
Good. Well, say thank you to all of them for me, okay?
Yes, sir. I certainly will.
You all did great.
Thank you very much.
Let's get the next bike.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Like little things like just getting a dumpster down here for these folks.
It doesn't take much, you
Yeah. Yeah, manager, Miss Hadaway. See you back in Napa.
Let's make it a short session.